Spatial what?
Spatial disorientation.
What is that?
So there are illusions, right? And now you're testing my Aeromed, right? Vestibular illusions, which I believe are up in your ear, right? So you can feel like a lot of times what happens is if an airplane gets in a spin, right? They call it a graveyard spiral. You get in a spin, and when you go to pull out of the spin, you turn into it, you feel like you've spun in the other direction because inside your ears are these little hairs, right? That in your semicircular canals, that's where your balance comes from. And so sometimes when you have an ear infection, that's why you might lose your balance a little bit. And there's those. And then there's visual illusions. Things like, you ever been at a stoplight in your car and you think you're rolling, but it's the guy beside you backing up or going forward? That's one of the illusions, right? Reverse perspective illusion. And then, over the water is where it's really dangerous. If you don't have a horizon, you get, I can't remember all, and it is like 20 different illusions you can get. But you have to learn them and how to get out of them. Like to recognize that you've got it or that somebody else has it, and then, correct for it. So.
Man, that would scare the shit out of me. So they put you in these situations where you actually feel the illusion?
Yeah. Yeah, they have a chair. They I don't know how to describe it. You sit in this chair, you strap in, and it's like a gyroscope. And they they first they get it spinning and you're sitting there, and then they engage it and the chair goes around, and then you spin upside down and all this other stuff. And then they stop you, and you have a set of controls, and you're supposed to move the controls to make some indication, like maybe a marble or something like that is in this flat a flat panel. There's like little cables. I mean, this is very primitive, but it worked. And you'd have to center the panel so the marble would be in the middle using aircraft controls. And when you first did it, it's just like when you're a kid and you're spinning around, and you stop and you're like, whoa, right?
Yeah.
It's just like that. And so you have to learn. And there were many times in my career, we might even end up touching on some of those where either me or somebody else got into one of those illusions and it almost killed us, and it did, it did kill some friends.
Oh, man.
And it was a conventional unit, a Chinook that was in Afghanistan, had to be in 2002, 2003, and they were flying daylight, ran into a sandstorm, couldn't see out the window, so they climbed up to what they considered a safe altitude, and they got spatial disorientation, and they literally rolled that aircraft upside down, pulled the blades off, essentially, and fell to their deaths, head first.
Holy shit.
So it's very dangerous, and it's one of those things that everybody pays very close attention to.
Yeah.